Could investing in RV parks be the next big trend? I'm Guy Torelli, and on this channel we talk about mobile home parks, RV parks, and multifamily real estate. In multifamily, we're all looking for the next big trend. What is it? Is it apartments, Class A, or B, or C? Is it build to rent? Is it mobile home parks? Is it RV parks? Well, let's sort this out. So there's two types of RV parks. There's this one, which you know. It's where you go out and rent a Winnebago, you take your family for a week or two, and these parks have all sorts of amenities, such as a very nice pool, a store, maybe a restaurant, a clubhouse, or maybe they're near a river or a creek or some other natural amenity that would make people want to go there. Maybe they're near Disneyland or Branson or Nashville. You get the picture. Okay, you just drive there and rent one of their accommodations, such as a yurt or a cabin or a tent or something unusual, like this or this. All of these are short-term RV parks, and they're all over America. And if you own one of these, then you are in the hospitality business because people are coming and going all the time. That's not what we're talking about here. We are talking about these long-term RV parks where people are choosing to live in their RV permanently. Maybe they stay in a park for 6 months. Maybe they stay there for years. I just sold one of these on a lake in Southern California, and the residents have been there for years and years. This seems similar to a mobile home park, doesn't it? Where they just don't move. Well, this trend of living in an RV full-time is growing rapidly all over America. So how did this come about? Well, it's been a trend, but something happened in the US in early 2020 that changed all of our lives and accelerated this trend of long-term RV living. You could live in your RV and have freedom, fresh air, no neighbors. You could go to new places, have new experiences, which is something many of us could not do because we were stuck in our houses. Now, mix in the crazy inflation which occurred and drove home prices to insane levels, and that drove mobile home prices to increase by 50% or more, and therefore RVs became the only affordable housing for many people. Now you see this trend all over America, where some mobile home parks will close down or convert a large percentage of their spaces to RV spaces. So how hard is it to rent to an RV compared to a mobile home? Well, they find you on their phone, they call you up, they drive over, they hook up, and in about 20 minutes, they're paying you rent. How sweet is that? There's a small mobile home park near one of my parks, and he just recently closed it down. He evicted everybody, took out all the mobiles. He's renovating it and turning it into 100% long-term RVs. Another park near mine in another direction is doing something similar. He's changing out about 2/3 of his park to RVs. And in fact, he's adding some more. He's out in the county in a friendly state, and so it's very easy to do. The short-term RV business has gotten a huge boost from the fantastically successful ad campaign called Go RVing. And on their website, they go through all the different types of RVs. So let's check it out. Well, there's travel trailers, and you tow those with a normal sized truck. Then there's fifth wheels, which need a larger truck and a special hitch to tow. And some of those fifth wheels have slide outs, which can add an extra 3 feet of width. Then there's the Class A motorhomes, the big buses you see on the freeway. They need a much larger space. There's Class B motorhomes, which are nimble and easy to drive. And there's Class C motorhomes, and these can tow a car or other vehicle behind them. And then there's park model RVs, which look like a small mobile home. You have all seen these Go RVing ads, and many of you want to try it. It's exciting, it looks fun, and it's an adventure. So this has created hundreds of thousands of new RV customers. Some of them like it so much, they become long-term RV residents. I have done a little bit of RVing, and I can say those were fantastic memories. Another boost to the long-term RV trend is workers on short-term construction projects. They will relocate to another city for 6 months or longer, maybe a year or two. And they show up in their RV and they just work hard on whatever project brought them to that city. They have no problem paying market rent and utilities because they have a great job. These people, in my view, are the ideal RV tenant. I have a few of them. They're usually a single person with no pets, and they work 6 days a week. They're up early, gone all day. When they get home, they rest, eat, relax, go to sleep. They get up the next day and do it all over again. They don't have parties. They don't have lots of friends over. They don't have extra cars or junk lying around the outside. And they don't bother or interfere with any of the other residents. So let's talk about what needs to take place to bring RVs into your mobile home park. Well, they just drive in, they hook up to everything, and in about 20 minutes, they're paying lot rent, right? Well, no. The water and sewer is usually the same. It's pretty easy. There might be some minor modifications. The electrical is different. The mobile home electrical pedestal will not accommodate an RV, and it will have to be modified for 3 things. It will have to have a 30 amp plug, a 50 amp plug, and a common 110 electrical outlet. The older RVs use 30 amps, and the newer ones need a 50 amp plug. Typically, your mobile home park has 100 amps or a 200 amp pedestal. It's not that hard or expensive to modify them. You need an electrician, and now you can bring in an RV or mobile home in either of those spaces. And why do you need the 110 outlet? Thank you for asking. Because people in RVs like to spend time outside, since many of those RVs are not that big. And if you provide them with a picnic table, they can sit outside, enjoy the outdoors, plug their phone charger in or music, maybe an electric barbecue or other cooking device, and they can just enjoy their spot. So now you've modified this the way we just discussed, and you're thinking, what about lot rent? Is it lower? Is it the same? Or what? It's the same. At least in my experience, and also the experience of other owners I know that have converted these spaces, they get the same rent in that RV spot as that mobile home. Also, the range of where the long-term RV person is coming from, in my view, is much greater than the typical mobile home resident. In other words, the long-term RV resident may be moving from 5 states away, and your website should make it clear that you have RV spaces available. I have filled up 10 RV spaces in the same time when I only got 2 new mobile home residents to move into my park. So now here's an interesting chart. It shows the global RV market, and it also shows how many RVs are in the US, and that's estimated at 12 million. Now, if you look at this chart, you see the largest percent there, in the red, is the towable category. That means your travel trailer and your fifth wheel. those can easily fit in your mobile home park. So what else does this chart tell us? It tells us that there are millions of RVs out there, and many of them may be looking for a spot in your park. So, in conclusion, go RVing. I'm Guy Torelli, and thank you for watching.